Hello. Welcome to Ask Ashley. I tried really hard to get it set up on Instagram too. It's not happening. I was going to duct tape it to the back of my computer, but then I wouldn't be able to hit go live. It's not happening. So we're just going to hang out here on YouTube together. If you thought you could find me on Instagram and I'm not there, I apologize, but probably you're not here yet because you're still waiting for me to show up on Instagram. So if someone shows up from Instagram and they mention it in the comments, if you could clarify for me, that would be super helpful. Mackenzie can also help me organize the comments as they come in. Mackenzie, do you want to just post on my stories that I'm going live on YouTube? You can take my picture and just we're on YouTube right now because Instagram is not working for me. So excellent. How was your 4th of July, my fellow Americans? Did you have fun festivities? Are they still doing fireworks every night where you live? Because they are doing them here. Last night was only until about 11:30, so not too bad, but the night before was till about 1 a.m. And I'm deaf in this ear and I could still hear them. And I love fireworks. But I haven't been there's a lot of trees where we live now, so I can't see other people's fireworks like I used to. So I just been hearing them. And then I think they might have had some sort of war reenactment down the road, because when I woke up on the 5th, there was a ton of guns going off. And it sounded like it was for fun. So I don't know what's been going on. Cara says that she can see fireworks out her window. That's exciting. Britt says there's still fireworks happening in Michigan. I do love fireworks. I love 4th of July. I love summer. I love fireworks. But I love sleep. And I love when my daughter gets sleep. Probably more than fireworks. Oh, that we don't have any questions yet. So if you have any crochet business questions that have been on your mind or keeping you up at night besides the fireworks, or something that's been stressing you out that you've been trying to manage while building your crochet business, let me know in the comments. I could probably talk about some popular topics while we wait for you guys to ask. Any popular topic suggestions? I'm so tired. We've been going live inside of Crochet Boss Academy every Monday through Thursday. We are on week 6 right now. So my brain is a little fried with the Q&As, but I love it once I get going. Yeah, perfect. Look like a little bird. So Cara says, do you crochet sweaters and cardigans? I do not. I have a kit that I got from We Are Knitters a million years ago. I think it was at like a duster situation. Never finished that. But it's terracotta. It's really pretty. I need to finish it. I don't know if I ever will. And I've never designed. I don't design things that have sizes typically that need to fit. I can do a big purse and a little purse, but I usually don't do a lot of things that need to fit in a very specific way because of all of the bazillion of sizes I would need to release it in. And the way I design my patterns is trial and error. So I would have to make all of the sizes before releasing all of the versions. It would be a huge headache. So I don't crochet clothes or design clothes currently. Haven't up until this point. And Thea says, how do you manage your storage of photos and videos? I'm always running out. Great question, Anthea. Great question. This used to give me extreme stress. I would be so stressed out about losing my pictures and filling up space on my phone and my devices and trying to make sure I had backups of everything. And then it seemed like right when I was in a hurry is when it ran out, and it used to stress me out to no end. I invested in Google Photos maybe 6 years ago, 7. Best thing I've ever paid for. And I will pay for it for the life of my business, probably for the rest of my life, just in general, unless they did something crazy, because all of my pictures are organized by day, location. You can search people's faces. If I needed a picture of my cat, I could search cat or dog or just animal, and it would show me. I use it all the time. I use it for social media posts because if I'm trying to post a picture or a video about one of my patterns that I released in spring 2020, I can go into my Google Photos, type in spring 2020, and look up those pictures and then use them for a post today. Like I do this every single day. Mackenzie has access to it. We use Google Photos for everything. I pay, I think I started at $9.99 a month, and I think that was for 2 terabytes, and I filled that up. So now I'm at the next tier, which goes up to 5 terabytes. So it should last me a couple years. I also have, so I have it, so I am an Apple user, but I'm also a Google user. It's very inconvenient for me because I really like Google Forums, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Photos, but I'm an Apple person. Apple devices, Google software. It's weird, but they all sync enough. So I have my phone automatically synced. If it is on my camera roll on my phone, it automatically syncs to my Google Photos. And then I also have certain folders on my computer synced to my Google Photos and my Google Drive. So that one's separate, so I don't lose anything ever. And I can always find it if I need it. I can search for it. But the Google Photos has saved my life because the amount of stress that I had is not worth the money. It's way better to just spend the money on the Google storage. I was trying to think. I also like to use chat books to get pictures printed in like pretty photo albums, but just for storage and organization, Google Photos. And I do know that Apple has like the iCloud. I would have to learn it. And I don't know how it compares price-wise or ease of use. And at this point, I'm just so comfortable with the Google Photos, that's probably where I'll stay. But changed my life, truly. Cara says, are there any crochet competitions, like crochet contests? So the best thing I can think of, Cara, is if you have a local festival in your town, you can submit handmade things to win like a blue ribbon in your festivals and fairs, or like a state fair, state thing. Other than that, it's just going to be like social media and Facebook groups, things like that. There's not any off the top of my head, though. Britt says, I've wanted to do craft fairs this fall, but I've been told I need business insurance, but I don't even know where to look at. Any and all tips are welcome. Britt, have you been told you are required to have business insurance, or it's a good suggestion? Do I have business insurance? I think I do. I did when I had my office space. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I have business insurance. I had to have business insurance when I had an office space in town, but now my office space is back in my home, so I have home insurance. I don't. This is a very good question for Taylor, too. Taylor Lynn Crochet would have some information to add to this. So my tip, Britt, she said she asked if it was required, but the lady brushed it off, so she's honestly not sure. Is there another creator that you could, like somebody else go into that market that you could ask, or maybe a business that you've met at that market before that's coming back? Or maybe they're not coming back and they just did it last year. Could you ask them and say, hey, I'm thinking about setting up at the Bria Makers Market this year. Do you know if having business insurance is required? Anthea says when she does markets, it's suggested to have business insurance, but not required. If it's not required, Britt, I wouldn't worry about it. But I am, I'm not a detail gal. So maybe in my brain, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think like worst case scenario. I would say like most likely you don't need it, but I don't know for sure. So don't come at me if you are a team business insurance. I am uneducated in that area, but I don't have it. I don't think I have it. I definitely didn't get it to go to a market before. And if it's not required, I just wouldn't stress about it. We can stress ourselves to death on all of the what ifs and teensy details. Like, what if somebody steals my business name and I didn't get it trademarked and da-da-da-da. It could happen, but what if it doesn't happen and you wasted a ton of energy and money worrying about it and it never happened or would have happened and you're good to go? my business name is also not trademarked. Will I get it trademarked eventually? Probably. If somebody came to me and was like, hey, Ashley, I'd love to go through the process for you. I'll just send you a bill. And I'm like, perfect. Have a great day. Let me know how it goes. But if it's something that I have to pour my mental energy into, I am already depleted at that. There's no room for extra mental energy. So if it's not required, Britt, I would say I personally would be willing to risk it. You got to look at your own heart and soul. Also, if it is required, is this the market for you? Maybe there are other markets you could attend. Just a couple of thoughts. But good luck to you either way. I hope that you do really, really well. Anthea says, I'm stressed. I was just trying to film a video for YouTube, and in the middle of filming, I ran out of storage. Did you even know that you ran out of storage, or did you just keep filming? Because I've done that before. It was not a good time. But yeah, I know. Also, Anthea, I have multiple external hard drives. I have two 2 terabyte external hard drives, and I have it in my computer at all times. And that's where I use iMovie to edit my videos. I have my iMovie library saved on my external hard drive because my videos are over an hour long most of the time, my YouTube videos and my Ask Ashley replays and all of, like, they're all very long. So I store all of that stuff on here, and then I have that synced to my Google Drive. I have my external hard drive synced to my Google Drive, I think, so that everything is in 2 places, but not taking up storage on my computer. The only thing that's taking up massive storage on my computer is my most recent photos. Like, I'll go through and delete them because they're saved in my Google Photos, and they're also, a lot of them are saved on here too, because if I design a new pattern and I take a bunch of photos for it, I put all of those photos in that patterns folder. So, and sometimes I keep the edited and the unedited like a crazy person, but I've got them in multiple spots. But I do, we're getting ready to hit Amazon Prime Days, 16th and 17th, I think. So you can get one of these fairly cheap, 2 terabyte. Make sure it can be formatted for your device. I'm a Mac person, so I have an Apple computer, and I had to make sure that these would format for an Apple. But I have multiples of those too. And I gave one to Mackenzie too, so she didn't use her own storage for stuff. But we do use the Google Drive back and forth as well. Stella, I feel like I've missed something because you said why, and I'm not sure what I said that then you said why to. Mia says, what is your favorite thing that I've made? So I've got some sentimental things. I guess my favorite things are the ones that have done the best for my business. My Daisy Granny Square Blanket and my Claire Bun Beanie patterns. Those are the 2 that have gotten the most sales, the most new followers, new community members. And Daryl, my dear head, he's on Instagram, but he has been sending us lots of fun new folk too. So my Daisy Granny Square Blanket and my Claire Bun Beanie. Claire Bun Beanie is what put me on the map. She's OG, so I might be a little bit more sentimental with her, but I do think that the Daisy Blanket has been more of a financial miracle because Etsy did something on their end and shared it somewhere. I don't even know where, but it blew up on Etsy only, and it's done a lot for our family. So those 2 patterns, I guess, will be my 2 favorite. They're both free on my blog if you want to check them out. Jessie says, I use Google Photos. I love all of their searchable features, and it syncs across all my devices. Jessie, do you use Apple products and Google software? Or are you straight up a Google girl? She's talking about Okay, Joyfully Handmade said, I just opened my Etsy shop. Congratulations. Do you have any advice on getting audio for Reels that is for businesses to use? I'm wanting to add audio to my Facebook Reels, but not sure which ones have copyright. Okay, so if you have a specific type of, couple things. Joyfully Handmade, if you are not getting paid to make Reels, through some sort of like creator fund. And if depending upon the type of account you have. So if you have an account where you can't use copyrighted music, it won't be available to you. But if you are making a reel and you see, like, I never do reels for Facebook, so I'm not sure, but I'm just going to assume it's the same as Instagram. If I was trying to choose a sound, if it was something I couldn't use, it wouldn't be there. Now, on YouTube, it's a little bit different, and they have the library, the audio library full of copyright free music, and you can download those and then use those in your reels and stuff. Sometimes you have to give credit in a specific way, so read the description for each song, because if you do, you just have to copy and paste like the copyright little paragraph and put that in your video description. I would say Joyfully Handmade, if you have the ability to make them, like, use the music, it's probably okay for you to use. On TikTok, I am a part of the, whatever their thing is called, TikTok rewards. I don't know what they call it, but I get paid money to post videos. And I think I'm not allowed to use certain music. And I'm really not sure which ones I am in. I'm not a detail person. I am a big picture person. So if I will just do it, and then if they tell me that I'm not allowed to do it, I won't do it again. Also, sometimes I'll just ask Taylor, I'm like, am I allowed to do this? I had my Daryl video blew up on TikTok, and I used a song. It was called like Strawberry Toast. It was just like aesthetic background music. And then so I know that one's safe. So if I need to post another video and I need some aesthetic background music, I can use that one because it worked before. So it'll work again. You can also like search, am I allowed to use copyrighted music in my reels in my business? I think probably, unless you've got like 1 million followers and you're an influencer and you're getting paid like brand deals and stuff all the time, unless all of that's happening, if you're just like a regular content creator, a regular crocheter creating content for your business, you should be fine. Have you gotten any like flags or something? So it'd be a little bit different with YouTube, but I think for reels, you should be fine. Let me know if you've been flagged or something. Ooh, good question, Raquel. Would you call that Raquel? Probably. She said, how can I lose the fear of being active on social media? I'm always embarrassed when I post my work. This is extremely common. Raquel, you are not alone. First, you are not the first person to feel this way. You are not the only person to feel this way. There's 23 people here right now. I say at least half of them feel this way still, no matter how long they've been on social media. So you are not weird or abnormal because you feel this way. If you are a business owner, Raquel, I don't know if you're using social media for funsies or as a business, but if you are using it as a business, something that I have noticed that helps me overcome feeling silly or feeling like I might look silly is I don't focus on me and how I feel or look. I focus on my ideal customer and how this type of content is helping her. So maybe I posted a video showing crocheters how to design a business card on Canva. I'm not a Canva whiz. Like, I just use Canva. So there's probably other tutorials that are going to be created in a more smoother way. But my ideal customer needs me to show her how to make a logo on Canva. She doesn't care if I feel like I look silly. She doesn't think I look silly because she doesn't even pay attention to what I look like. She is just taking the information so she can better her business and support her family and reach her goals and serve her ideal customer. So I look at the big picture. I'm a big picture gal. It has its pros and cons, truly. But I look at the broader perspective and say, it's not about me in this moment. It's about my ideal customer. And she needs me to post this so she can better her business. It's almost like selfish of me to not post it because I feel like I look silly. Like, how many people aren't able to continue their business if I don't make this post? And I'm not saying like my posts are what help people. Like, if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have a business. That's not what I'm saying. Even if it's just one person, then it's worth it. So that's something that you can do. Like, and if you're a mom, a lot of times we do stuff. Like one time I wore a blow up cow costume to Ava's preschool because it was dress up for what you want to be when you grow up day. And she wanted to be a Chick-fil-A worker. So she dressed up as a Chick-fil-A worker. I made her costume and I wore the cow costume. Did I look silly? Yes. Yes, I did. But I didn't care about how I looked. I cared about my daughter and how she's going to have memories of it. And she thought it was funny and cool or whatever. So I did it for her. So it's kind of like that. When you're thinking about your ideal customer, you're doing it for them, not, and you don't, if that's more important to you than how you feel in that moment. And then the even bigger picture is if you serve your ideal customer well, your business is going to be more successful. So do you care that you look silly now, or do you care that you have a successful business 2 years from now? Because this is your big picture and this is where you can put your attention. Other things that you can do is if you're worried about like talking videos, talking to camera like this, you can get the app called Marco Polo, and it's a video app. I think it's free, where you can video chat your friends like that you have their phone numbers for. It's not social media. It's like from phone numbers. And just the act of videoing and talking to the camera back and forth with your friend is going to help you build up confidence. I am extremely extroverted, so I didn't have, well, if I did, I can't remember it. It's been so long. As far as I can remember, I didn't have any issues talking to camera my whole life, as far as I can remember, because I'm just extremely extroverted and also oblivious to all of the details that could make me stressed out about it, because that's not how my brain works. But Taylor of Taylor Lane Crochet, she used to struggle with it. And she said that Marco Polo helped her tremendously. And she shared that before. So I got that little tidbit from Taylor. Other things that you can do is like try to up your skill level a little bit. If you're taking photos and you're nervous about posting your photo, learn more about how to take good photos. Learn more about tips and tricks, little small things like if you're trying to find good lighting, if you put your hand in front of your face like this and you spin in a circle until your palm is well lit. Can you see how? Let me see. So like darker palm and then well lit. So that tells me this is the direction I need to stand in for a good photo. If I'm taking pictures outside, if I stand on concrete, the light will be reflected. If I stand on grass, the green will be reflected. So spend time learning about how to do it better and watch yourself grow as you go. Don't be paralyzed to where you're not going to post anything until you're better, because you're always going to keep getting better. Like that's the goal. You never just want to think, I've got this figured out, and you don't want to learn anymore. That's when things go south. So always be learning how to do it better. And you'll be able to see where they used to, like what your pictures used to look like and then what they look like 6 weeks from now. You'll be able to see the difference, and that's going to feel really good. That's going to give you whatever hormones it is in your head to let you know that your hard work is paying off. And then that's going to encourage you to keep going as well. Okay, she said she is a business. So hopefully that was helpful, right, Raquel? Raquel. Sounded really country. Raquel. Embarrassed when I post my work. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. I don't. Also, block, report, mute anybody who's hateful to you. Also, Raquel. Oh, the confidence video on YouTube. I have a whole video about building confidence. I knew it would click in my brain eventually. I have a whole video to help you with this. But block, report, and mute anybody who is hateful to you. Anybody that says anything nasty to you, get them gone. They don't pay your bills. We don't need them here. And unfollow, this one's important. Unfollow negative Nancy's on social media. Ideally in your life too. If you've got some acquaintances that are negative Nancy's that you could not spend as much time with, that would really help you with your confidence on social media. But for sure, unfollow them on social media. If they are complaining to publicly, or like maybe you're in like a private community with them, or it's just an internet friend, if they are complaining about anything at all, that will taint your brain and you will see negatives in yourself because that's what you're hearing all of the time. If you have a friend that is like always nitpicking everybody else's outfits when you're with her, I can't believe she wore those shoes with those pants. Doesn't she know she's not supposed to wear white anymore? That's not the shirt I would have picked out. Wow, she really went crazy with her hair today. If you are with somebody that says that stuff all of the time, you will think to yourself when you're getting ready, are these pants okay? What is today? Am I allowed to wear white? Is my hair too crazy? You will be thinking it naturally. And then you will second guess everything that you do. And the way that you can cut out a lot of that negative self-talk is to not surround yourself with people who do it to themselves or to other people. If they're also negative to themselves constantly, that's poison to you as a person. Cut it out as best as you can. I know it's like you can't always. If it's somebody that loves you deeply, like your mom, you can try to set boundaries. You can say, hey, this isn't you, this is me, but this is affecting me deeper than it should. And I'm working on it, but can you help me by not doing this? Like they can choose to be respectful of your wishes or not, right? Well, hello. Okay, there goes that guy. We'll just take this one off. Hopefully that was helpful, but we do have a video or a resource, like a blog post or maybe both, and Mackenzie linked it for you. So check that out, Raquel. That's going to help you a lot. Thank you for your question. I know that one can also be a little bit scary to ask. Like you put yourself out there just to ask that question. So good job. Joyfully Handmade said, I'm just now getting followers. I posted a reel of a baby blanket with music and I got a message about copyright. Okay. On Facebook? Joyfully, I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. I would search YouTube for that. How to make, like, how to not copyrighted music. Does anybody remember whenever Instagram first started doing reels? If you had a business account, you did not have any good music to choose from. So I'm surprised that they're giving you the music that you're not allowed to use. I feel like they should just not give you that. And Thea said, I found the more that I did videos, the more comfortable I've become. And just be you and don't be hard on yourself. I'm still learning too every time I do one. Excellent, Anthea. Thank you for sharing. And because that just helps us all know that, like, you are literally not the only one feeling this way, and you are not weird for feeling this way. It is unbelievably common. Tynell says, should I wait until I have original designs before I start, or can I go ahead with using other designers' patterns until I can build up my own designs, selling the finished pieces, not the patterns? So, Tynell, you do not have to design the things that you sell the finished pieces of at all. You don't have to do it at all. You can fully have a business where you sell the finished pieces of other people's designs as long as you have permission from the designer. All of my patterns come with permission. Taylor Lynn Crochet, Sierra's Crafty Creations, all of their patterns come with permission. Probably Allie of the Turtle Trunk. Anybody who's guest posted on my blog, there's a bunch of them. You could scroll through and see all the different guest posters and then follow them on social media and then check out their crochet patterns. If you're not sure, you can read the Etsy listing if they're on Etsy, because sometimes they write it there. And then read the Etsy listing or reach out to the designer. I was going to say read in the pattern PDF, but I personally would not purchase the PDF if I was not certain I could sell the finished pieces. If I was a business owner and I was looking for patterns that I could sell the finished piece of, if it's not in the Etsy listing description, reach out to the designer and ask them. The best place to do that is on Etsy, because if they want to stay a star seller, they will respond within 24 hours. So that's it's annoying for sellers, but it's also really good for consumers. That's what I would do. But if you don't have to make your own at all. If everybody had to make their own, I would not have a business. My business is I design free crochet patterns for crocheters to sell in their shop, like the finished piece, not the pattern. That's my whole business. That's my whole ideal customer. So you absolutely can. You do not have to. Now, if you want to finagle with designing, go for it, knock yourself out. But you do not have to. I hope that was helpful. Mia says, we have a market day September. Can you tell me what teenage girls or what you would want in a market? So I'm thinking are you saying your ideal customer is a teenage girl, or you are going to a market where there's going to be a bunch of teenage girls? If you are trying to build a long-term scalable business, I always recommend to my students to only go to markets where your ideal customer will be shopping, and only do markets if you are going to use them as a way to draw in your ideal customer. You're welcome, Tynell. Because if you are just going, if you're trying to build a business, long-term, well-branded, people know who you are business, going to markets and just selling things that you think people will buy is a bunch of one-time sales. You will not get return customers that way. So making it ideal customer specific and being extremely intentional, you can take every possible sale that you get at your market and take that as an opportunity to turn them into a return customer, a true fan of your brand, where they follow you on social media, they sign up to your email list, and they shop with you over and over again. Oh, she is a teenage girl. She's at the beginning of her journey. Okay. I'm not going to overwhelm you right now. I don't want to mess anybody else up, but my Crochet Boss Academy students know this is not for them. If you are just trying to come up with some stuff to see what would sell well at your market, I would ask inside of some Facebook groups to see what has sold well for other people in this season. Also, so September, so the end of summer, beginning of fall, keep that in mind. I did set up many moons ago at a September market, and I brought all fall things, and they did not do well because it was 85 degrees. So keep that in mind too when you're setting up at your market, and then don't get upset if they don't do well. But we're the end of the hot season, so they're probably not going to buy things for hot season either. It's a weird. It depends on where you live too. But in Kentucky, it was weird. But I know that bumblebees do really well. People love, like, teenage girls, from what I've experienced, they really like the plushy type stuff, the like bright colored, plushy type squishy things, and then keychains, and then like chapstick holding things like that. That's what I would look into. It's a school project. Beginning of spring. Okay. So keep it seasonally appropriate, Mia. That's my point about the season. Make sure you're selling things that are seasonally appropriate. I would do keychains, plushies, and maybe like practical items, just a couple, like chapstick holders or keychains that are also, they hold things. I think that would do really well. And I think teenage girls like the bright colored stuff. It's been a very long time since I've been a teenage girl. And Ava's not, my daughter. Can never go wrong with some bumblebees. But I would definitely ask around. And I would get other people's opinion as well. Britt said, I know there's a class that's currently going, but is there plans for Crochet Boss Academy for 2025? So, Britt, great question. Up until this year, it was the plan was to do it every year, annually, for once a year Crochet Boss Academy. This year, I have thought about maybe not doing it next year, or doing it differently. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure right now, Britt. Probably there will be something. It might not look like it looked this year, where I had my big launch and the doors opened and then they closed. It might not look like that. It might look different, but it will be available in some capacity. We'll go with that. If I do decide to launch it again the same way that I launched this year, I will be very clear if it is the last time. I'll be like, this is the last go. Gabe, my husband, really wants me to give it one more like party, and then change it to a more of a year-round on your own kind of thing. But keep watching Ask Ashley's. You can also look at the replays here on YouTube. If you go to my channel and then click the live tab, you'll see all the Ask Ashley replays. And sign up to my email list, because I send at the beginning of every month or at the end of the previous month, I send a monthly overview email with advice for how to show up this coming month in your crochet business, with business tips and resources and suggestions and social media post ideas. Also, Britt, if you don't have the 2024 content calendar, it's gone. I was using it. I was doodling in mine. Oh, it's over there. You can go to acraftyconcept.com/content calendar and get the digital version of this for free. And it's got, so the monthly emails that I send out, the information comes from this content calendar. But this is a free resource that I put out every year, not the printed, the digital. The printed is paid. But if you go, like, this is for the month of August, and it tells you like what's happening in the month of, for like North America, Northern Hemisphere. It's going to be, it might be different where you live, but you can get the same vibes. Like, you can get the same idea of how to organize your month. But we got trends, what people's doing, an action step, which is something that you can do in your business right now that's seasonally appropriate, a countdown to the next holidays, marketing themes that you could be doing this month, plan ahead, some suggested things to sell in your shop that are seasonally appropriate. And then we have the calendar view with social media holidays, and then the like monthly things that's happening. Like August is fishing month. That's exciting. And then over here you have some content ideas for the month of August. It says content ideas, and these are social media post ideas or email ideas. So number 10 says National Coloring Book Day is August 2nd. That's going to be very fast at the end of July. So if that's something that tickles your fancy, it says celebrate National Coloring Book Day by creating an ideal customer and product specific coloring page. Send it out to your email list as a freebie and use it as an offer to get more folks to sign up to your email list. If you don't have an email list and you don't want to do any of that, you could still give the thing away as a free PDF to your customers to build a relationship with them and let them see you as their friend. But that type of stuff is in the content calendar. Again, you can get the free digital version or the paid printed version, but there's only a few months left, so you might not want to get the paid printed version. But I like the paid printed version, and I will put out another one next year. This is a very good resource to help you grow your business and show up on social media. And like, if you need to do any specific sales or things like that, it helps you be mindful about seasonally appropriate things. And then I also have links to other helpful resources that I have available for free. So like number 4 for August content was crochet pumpkins. And I said, people love decorating their homes with pumpkins. I have a blog post called 10 creative ways to decorate with crochet pumpkins. Feel free to turn those ideas into posts showing your audience how they could use your crocheted pumpkins in their fall decor. And then I linked to the blog post. You say, Ashley, that's a piece of paper. You can't link to the piece of paper. That's what the QR code's for. If you scan this QR code, it will take you to the digital version of this page, and then you can click it and go to the blog post. So it's really thought out. We've been doing this, I think 2020, yeah. I think that was the first one. 2020 content, maybe 2021. I can't remember, but we put these out every year. So this is going to be a really stellar resource to help you in your business. Oh, scrunchies. That's a good one, Mia. It's a good idea. She says she has to go to sleep now. Good night. Cool. I'm just double checking these. Oh, Deborah came in hot with the scrunchy ideas. iPhone cozies, very smart. Very smart. Okay, cool. Well, that is our time for today, friends. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Sorry if you were waiting for me on Instagram. I promise I've tried really hard. We resituated the room. I was over there. Mackenzie was over here, and I could not get logged in. It was a whole thing. Hopefully next week we can do it better. I don't know. But we'll be here till 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the month of July. In August, we might change it. I'm not sure. So far, I'm liking 4:00, but we might do something different in August. I think that's everything. Anything else? I think that's everything. I'll see you next week and on social media and all the things. Have a great rest of your day and a great week because today's Monday. You know, can only go up.